All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Semifinals of the Kickstart League. I'm joined here by Misanthrope and Shari. Shoutouts to you guys for helping on commentary.
Hello.
I'll let you guys chat for a little bit while I figure out if they're actually connected.
Ooh.
Oh.
So game one is going to be Skittle versus Barnum.
Yep. So.
This is Marth Falco, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was a bit of a scheduling weirdness again this time. So unfortunately, Skittle's running the gauntlet, and then Herp is running the gauntlet, and then at a later point, if necessary, Kalo will be running the gauntlet.
I'm so
we just-
really happy to not run gauntlets like that. It seems so taxing.
Yeah, I know, right?
So what we need is we need Kayla to show up right after, right at the end there, so we can do a triple gauntlet. So.
That would be nice. I will say, unfortunately, there is a chance with the finals format. We try and make sure that the first three sets are like 3 people on each team, so that that everyone gets the chance to play. This is a finals set, which means that the format is slightly different. Most importantly is if one team pulls so far ahead that the other team cannot catch up anymore, there's no like ladder points that they're playing for this time around. Instead, it just is straight for like win or lose. So if one team pulls too far ahead, that is it. Match just gets called, which does mean that there is a chance that Kalo will not play in this match at all, and it will complete.
Especially thinking about how much of a point scorer Kalo tends to be for that team. I don't know. Sitting all the way at the back might be a little bit like just bad strategically.
Yeah, we'll see what happens though.
It wouldn't actually matter, because, it would only get to that point if Kayla can't make enough to bring it back.
Yeah, I'm sure, I think that there's a decent chance that we'll end up needing everyone. Also, if anyone in stream can let me know how the, audio balance is, I want to make sure that I'm not crazy loud or that they're hearable over the game audio and stuff. But yeah, if, say, either Barnum and Herp Skittle and Herp just, blow out or get blown out by F1, it could end. There's a pretty good chance it'll come down to having a couple matches with Kalo later, though. Also, importantly, all matches from this point on in the entire Kickstart League will be best of 5 during finals, which in Melee means that there is no stage banning. You still strike in game 1. But, alright, looks like we are straight into it. So I was going to say, so you might see Marth versus the Spaceys on FD a lot more, but I guess we're starting there, actually.
Is there still, the Dave Stupid rule?
Yes, there is. So you can't go back to any stage you have previously won on in the set. So if Skittle wins here, then we won't be seeing any more, well, we won't see them be able to pick FD. If Barnum chooses to, then they still can.
I wonder if that might be part of the reasoning, is, get this out of the way, because, you're going here anyway.
Yeah, it's totally possible. There was actually something not too far off from that with, IBDW and Zane at Summit, I think it was. So, I could see it. On the other hand, though, I think that this is just kind of Barnum's, preferred stage in a lot of ways. Both of these players are 2 of the ones who started just coming from, a pure FGC background. Oh my gosh, and they live.
Oh.
All right.
That was a
Do
pretty.
you have to do a turnaround up B for that too?
So normally you would, but Barnum spaced it just right that it's sweet spotted, so it'll still grab the other way.
Alright.
Oh, but yeah, so what I was saying is these are 2 of the FGC players who had never played Smash really. So it's been kind of a trend that people from that background are like, FD, I don't want platforms, let me fight on the FGC stage.
One thing that I'm noticing immediately is Barnum's ability to short hop laser. I don't think we saw any of that near the start, and that just shows the progress they've made so far.
Yeah, for sure.
A pretty pivotal tech for Falco, especially in Marth matchups where you kind of want to control distance.
Oh.
Little bit I can't blame them for being antsy around doing a forward down air near the ledge. You don't want to just whiff, but
I see a lot of down airs come out from Falco, just using that such an oppressive hitbox, especially against if you don't really know the timing to intercept it or wave dash back.
Yeah, for sure.
Jumped a bit too high out of the shine, and you know.
I think that's one of the more interesting parts about watching a newer Falco is the
Oh, what an
difference in
update.
height you get between a full hop and a short hop is so much
Mhm.
that learning how to short hop is pretty key to like playing Falco effectively.
Yeah, for sure. I'm assuming that a lot of his pillar stuff doesn't work. I guess maybe at higher percents, but at like mid percents and stuff, if you full hop, because you're all the way up there, and then you have to fall that much further. Like on top of everything else, it being kind of his bread and butter combo tool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can be a little bit more tough against floaties. Sometimes you need that full hop just to get some more damage in, but yeah,
makes
it
sense.
can take a lot of time, and the combo sometimes isn't true.
Yeah,
You're considered a floaty in this game?
he's like mid-weight, kind of floaty-er, but no like jigs, peach, etc.
I think it's like a regional thing, because I know people that call Martha floaty, and I know people that don't call Martha floaty. I think
Marth
it's one of
and
those things
Chic
where
weight.
it's like it's tough to get the terminology for them because they're
Mhm.
not spacies or floaties, and there's not like a word for that.
I think mid-weight?
Normal dudes. But this match, a lot of it seems to be coming down to Barnum's gotten a couple really important plays near the edge, like the down air we saw earlier and a couple other recovery punishes. But Skittle is getting it's like they're trying to do things and getting tagged by a laser, and they're just not quite ready to follow up with something else. They're like not sure when they're exiting stun, it feels like. It does seem like they're getting more familiar with it as time goes on, though.
Yeah, take laser is an option where you really have to plan ahead when you do it. If you don't know what you're gonna do after you take the laser, it can just stop you in your tracks.
For sure.
Just like leave you so vulnerable. Great, reverse back air to fair?
All right.
I think Skittle's also from the FGC side, right?
Yep, both of these players are.
I'm saying, like, taking the hit to punish it is not common in FGC games. I'll just say that.
That is very true, yeah.
It's something you're not really going to be thinking about, taking the hit to punish getting hit. You know, there's very few things, like I think Dalsum slide up close, you know, that sort of thing, where it's sort of like, it's only, you can only really anticipate that, you know, when it's horribly misspaced. It's not, especially nothing like crouch cancel.
I'm trying to think like, oh, well maybe if you're point blank and Axel does something, and then he cancels it. So, yeah. Yeah, I can't really think of much else.
I think it's pretty much, you know, long range slide moves that have that if you use them up close.
There's
I
just
guess
like
Stun
big
Dipper.
neutral too. Or,
If you sprint into Stun Dipper, I guess, but
yeah, I feel like the only time when you actually want to take something in fighting games is when you have like armor or something. You never really do that in neutral.
yeah.
well, if you have armor, you're not really taking it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's closer to like crouch canceling into something. But
Crouch cancel is hyper armor. That's sick.
I mean, basically. Oh. Yeah, crouch cancel is such an interesting mechanic. I still wish that there was like a visual for it that was unique to it, but
Yeah.
like as a thing, having
Not
like
going anywhere. It's the visual.
okay, fair. So going to Battlefield here. So
I'll go for it.
I think that was a phantom laser that just hit Skittle from behind.
think
That
so.
was bizarre. But I'm curious if Skittle picked this stage just because they like wanted more ways to move around laser. What a
Man.
forward smash.
Yeah, that's just like the Marth effect on some stages. If you just get hit by a Marth tip or forward smash, that's your stock, and it's really frustrating because there's not much you can do besides like just not get hit by that kind of thing.
Yeah, you just gotta look at it and be like, yeah, but if they miss it, I get to kill them, so it's not that bad.
Man, Skittle actually ducking under laser is super smart. If the Falco isn't like 100% with the timing on how to do high, mid, low lasers, crouching, not only to crouch cancel, but also just duck under lasers can be such a good tech.
Yeah, for sure. Ooh, nice falling up air there. Use the invincibility to get an opening.
That was a pretty snazzy combo.
That didn't look like a crouch cancel, but that was sure punished on hit.
When Barnum lasers, it looks just 20% cooler. I don't know.
The Barnum B indeed. Or I guess that's side B more, but...
Barnum specials?
We haven't seen too many of the Barnum side Bs come out yet.
We saw a couple of them hit on FD, but not in Battlefield yet. It looks like Barnum is kind of doing the correct thing of trying to play vertically with these platforms. As much as you can when you're just getting hit in the face by a forward smash.
Maybe also, like,
Oh, no.
Battlefield may not feel like it has room to, like, use the side B and not go off stage.
Yeah, that's also definitely possible. Honestly, I think that a lot of it is before they'd use side B as like a I need to hit them from mid-range option, and I think they've just leveled up to where like lasers cover that like target. Oh my gosh.
Dude.
Alright, Skittle not quite covering that side B, but like that whole sequence over on the left platform, that was sick.
Skittle's going insane this game.
Oh yeah, tried to scout it, just a little bit off on the timing. It can be surprisingly hard to cover it, honestly.
And it's also, because of its angle, it's also scary to properly cover it.
Yeah,
Probably
true.
New players probably going to hold back on going out to cover it. Just 'cause they
Dude,
don't wanna
3
lose
of
it.
these.
Yeah, you know?
3 like pseudo tipper F smash kills in that game. That was insane.
Sometimes you just hit them with your sword and they die. What can you say?
Just a quick tip on Falco's side B. It's actually not reactable visually. If you want to try to shield it, you usually have to listen to the sound cue. But on Slippy, there's a little bit of sound delay, which makes it pretty hard to react to. Unless you get a fix for it.
Gotcha. Yeah, I guess that checks out, because I could have sworn that I used to be able to, like, hit it on reaction, but eventually I'm just like, okay, I guess I'm jabbing in advance now.
Alright, to Salem Stadium, I guess.
Yeah, we're seeing Barnum hit like a couple of like pseudo pillar combos where it's not like 100% true, but as someone who's learning, it's kind of hard to like know what to do out of it, especially if you can't like wiggle out a tumble super fast. And just like knowing to pillar combo is super big for like learning Falco.
Yeah, Falco definitely kind of a punish monster as long as he can get the openings.
Oh,
Another one!
Tried to like tech roll in, but just got caught because there wasn't enough platform to run away.
Just like forward smash and neutral and it killing is the Skittle, by the way.
Hey, it's been working real well for him, too. I do, like, I love that this is such a close set, though, because it, like, 3 stocks apiece in game 3, it's like, best of 5, this could definitely go the distance.
Yeah, I love best of 5s for that reason. It gives you so much time to adapt and, like, figure out what they're doing, especially when you have so many stages to play on.
So, do you think we'll see all 5 stages? Or I think they'll go back to 1?
So there's technically 6, because there's 5 starters plus stadium, but I'm trying to think, like, the only stage I think we might not see is Dreamland? But even then, if Barnum decides that what they want is more space for Lays... Oh no, they were like, that air dodge put them on stage and they still slid off from the momentum.
Yeah, that air dodge where like you try to tech and you're like a second too late is so frustrating to deal with.
It's tragic,
Sometimes
yeah.
when you bounce, you still have momentum sideways and you're just you bounce off stage. And it's like not
Oh my
really
god.
technical unless you're doing.
Alright, I want to talk about, yeah,
Platform.
Skittle being like, alright, I'm gonna stand here, let's see what happens. Ooh, that was an air dodge in?
Okay, here's the pillar we were talking about. Ends it with an up smash, gets some good damage here, and Skittle's kind of in a bad spot against Falco.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was
the
super
forward smash just
scary.
misses.
Somehow went over Marth entirely. I didn't.
Yeah, I don't know, sometimes weird stuff happens with hitboxes in this game.
Yeah, the forward smash from Falco, the hitbox is the edge of Falco's foot, kind of. So it can just like go over people, especially with kind of slight hitboxes.
Alright, good anti-air. Oh my gosh. They the
No!
side B spike.
That's so sad. The soft hitbox of the down air and then a side B spike. That's like the worst way to go out.
Yeah, that so that definitely would have worked if Skittle had managed to like turn around before the down air, but Marth's down air is weird. Like the beginning part of it doesn't actually spike. It's kind of like an angle at the bottom that gets wider later into the move.
So, here's the question: like, where are they going? Where they want to go now?
Yeah,
I'm kind of thinking we might see Yoshi's if Skittles, doesn't want to deal with Laser. Another question: if you're finally dealing with Laser, Dreamland.
I'd say that's a kind of a good question because Yoshi's is definitely good for not getting lasered, but also then you have to deal with Falco constantly like in your face. Actually, and that could be really scary as Marth. You don't really box very well.
I don't remember what stages Skittle likes.
Alright, Skittle's going Yoshi's.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so we've seen Skittle go to Yoshi for comfort. A lot of these matches ends up going game 3 Yoshi.
True.
So this makes sense. If you're against Falco and those forward smashes are killing, might give it a little bit extra.
Yeah,
chance,
might as well just make him kill at 10 instead,
I wouldn't be surprised if we see a 15% Yoshi side smash kill.
Well, don't worry. Okay, I was gonna say they're at 14 now, so let's find out. Oh.
Doesn't even need the forward smash. Oh my god.
We'll call that even for how the last game ended.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, both these players just scrapping.
I think this stage should probably actually end up rewarding Barnum a little bit. We've seen Barnum take the initiative to go in, especially to get the downer that leads to the shine. There's just like less space for you as Marth to run away, especially when the lasers haven't been like 100% consistent.
Yeah, for sure. In Skittle, it looks like based on just like how up close Barnum is a lot of the time, and like the lasers as well, but really here just the distance. It looks like Skittle's having a rough time just getting like space to move, and so they're doing a lot of stuff in place, and Barnum's doing a pretty good job about like weaving around those.
That could have been really big. I like seeing Barnum take the initiative to get some of these platform combos going.
Yeah.
I think Skittle was correct and just hit like diagonal down on the stick instead of like straight down. Ooh, good juggle there. Oh, what a pickup too.
Might be it.
Oh no.
Oh,
Randall. Randall.
Randall is definitely not Skittle's homie. Randall is Barnum.
I think that
it's been this way.
I do think like Falco didn't ledge grab because of Randall and then survived because of Randall.
Yeah. Also, that up tilt that hit there was wild.
I think just the Falcos of Kickstart League have like a special connection with Randall. We've seen a couple of weird things from MBMD. I think Herp had a couple kills off Randall.
I think
just
so,
like
yeah.
The perfect place to be if you're a Kickstart League Falco.
Oh no. Maxwell over here in chat leaking that Randall has in fact been paid off by PayPal. It's why he's smiling all the time. He's got plenty of cash. Alright, though, Barnum, yeah, just so many of these down airs in a row have hit now, and Skittle. Okay, big opening.
Oh.
Skittle has like tragic luck with trying to tech the ground.
Yeah, it's hard, especially on the slope that Yoshi's is even worse. Trying to tech that in time.
Good recognition for Barnum, seeing the failure dodge, knowing how to punish.
Yeah, for sure.
We just saw Barnum do a sick B reverse, as well as some like what look like intentional edge cancels. It's so crazy seeing the tech skill of all these players level up like in real time.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Alright, and Skittle just trying to like shark platforms a bit, trying to find a way to poke safely.
Yeah, sharking
Nice
on
perfect
Yoshi's
shield.
is so good because all these are within, you know, jump up air distance, and if you don't know how to shield drop, it can be
What?
so oppressive.
What?
Yo,
Sent out by
Shy
in for
Guys?
Shy Guys.
Please? Alright, Barnum does
So-
drop
Oh.
down and just close it,
So
but
Skittle paid off the Shy Guys apparently.
I guess, yeah.
I even.
So I forgot that for whatever reason you just like SDI crazy far when you hit a Shy Guy. So I'm pretty sure that Barnum was just like holding right and just teleported half stage. Okay. So let's see. Next up, though, once again, Skittle is unfortunately going to have to kind of run the gauntlet here. But we're going to get Skittle up against Maxwell. So unlike that last match, this is going to be one where Maxwell was one of the stronger players coming into the league. So it's going to be time to see how Skittle can stack up against them. We have seen before. I don't remember what their original set count was. But either way, it should be cool to see. Oh, I will actually be right back.
Okay, looking at Skittle versus Maxwell, this is Marth versus Captain Falcon. We've seen Maxwell be a really good, solid anchor for Team F1. And is this button check? Okay, it looks like
Yeah,
it.
it's doing button check. I think it's force. Button check's force.
Yeah, this is the button check.
This matchup is a lot like a lot of Captain Falcon matchups where it looks like Captain Falcon just gets trashed for like a minute and then he knees you twice and you die.
Yeah.
And especially with the way that Maxwell can just randomly find a knee in neutral where I don't think knees should exist, I can see this game being really explosive.
Yeah, his their superpower is definitely just, I need a kill.
Yeah.
Got it.
I'm so bored in neutral right now, let me just knee and it'll hit.
So I think that specifically what they're good at to find those is they're really good at looking for a specific type of undershoot, or yeah, I guess they're good at a specific type of overshoot is I guess how I'd word it, because they're really good at catching like retreating stuff with a full jump forward knee. And if Skittle can, Battlefield,
Oh.
unfortunate.
Yeah, it's. I'm not sure, like, what part of Battlefield, you know, like, why Battlefield doesn't know other stage.
So there's technically this tiny little slope on the bottom of what looks like it should be the flat part on the side of Battlefield. So if you come at it at like just the wrong like angle, then it'll be like, aha, you're running into the slope, not the ledge, and like drag you down a couple pixels. There's one knee.
Yeah, as a newer player playing as Falcon, a big thing to learn, as is kind of in every matchup, is when you can crouch cancel. Falcon's Nair, like one of his best neutral tools, is just super crouch cancelable. You can just crouch cancel the two hits and then hit him with something, and it feels really bad as the Captain Falcon.
Also, I do want to point out how good of a like reversal that was of situations. Skittle did like a great high recovery, and Max kind of overcommitted to go down. So then Skittle's like, aha, I recognize that I'm at advantage here, and took the stock from it. Yep.
We're kind of seeing them both try to fish for an opening. This could be pretty big for Marth. Also, yeah, in this matchup, I think ledge trapping can be pretty big unless one of them has like a pretty consistent ledge dash.
True, yeah, because Marth doesn't have like a great ledge dash, and Falcon, without his like super good one, is pretty bullyable on the ledge as well, huh?
Yeah, and they both have really good tools to ledge trap. Like Marth has forward smash, down tilt, neutral B. Falcon just has knees, down smash, down tilt sometimes. But we're seeing that, I mean, either way, it's just Maxwell being able to get some crazy. Okay, there's the Skittle. Max getting some like crazy combos that are like kind of stringed together just barely, and leading to a weird offstage situation where Skittle feels uncomfortable recovering.
Mm-hmm.
I think nothing's like, even among the other fast characters like Fox, Fox Falcon stuff, Captain Falcon, at least the way Max is playing it, is going back and forth so much that it's hard to keep track of where your range needs to be.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, okay.
That was such a good start though, taking the double jump with the F smash.
This still could be pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
We just saw kind of what I was talking about with the ledge trap. It's hard as Falcon to get back unless you like have a read on what they're gonna read, which is like a little bit too meta to like actually consistently do.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Skittle again. This is gonna lead to another stock.
Oh yeah,
Oh
just
no!
the slightest low angle going under that down tilt. Maxwell gets one last. Okay, yep, and that will be enough to do it. Still though, there were definite like moments of greatness in there for Skittle. So, and again, you'll love to see it against one of the stronger players coming into the league for sure. Okay. So, waiting to see where we're going next. I do believe it is Skittle's choice again. Yeah. Okay. So, Team F1 is off to a bit of an early lead here. Again, that, the amount that matters is kind of weird with how far the match order has been shuffled.
Sure.
Ooh, we're going to another new stage we haven't seen yet. Fountain of Dreams. I hear that a new Kirby game is either, like, out or coming out in the next couple days.
25th.
Gotcha. Well, time for the old Kirby stage.
Alright, so now Max off to fairly good start here.
Mm-hmm. So this stage is an interesting pick. I don't know who I'd really say has the advantage here. But that's just kind of like what's difficult about picking stages in Marth Falcon in general. Is like FD is good for both characters. Fountain is probably pretty good for both characters. I don't know, maybe it messes with one of them with like the low platforms.
Fountain
but
is like kind of, I like to call it a folklore counter pick, because if you ever have trouble in a bracket and you ask somebody for what to counterpick against Falcon, they'll tell you Fountain Dreams, but they won't like tell you why. And until you're like at a point where you are a Falcon, where you have like 9 hands of the controller, you're 500 APM, every wave dash is frame perfect, it isn't really super disadvantageous, because the reason why you want to pick this stage is because a lot of Falcon short hops and full hops get interrupted by the platform heights.
Gotcha.
But it's like, unless they're always consistent, it's not as much of an advantage as people say it is. So I can see why you'd counterpick FOD, but I don't really know the advantages you like tangibly gain, besides like maybe being more confident that you can beat Falcon on the stage.
Hey, I mean, that can matter for sure.
Yeah, and like, I say all this and I still counterpick Falcon to FOD every single time. I don't know, it just feels comfortable. So I totally understand this counterpick. It's just like hard to like, as a stage, to leverage an advantage from like any other stage would be.
It's less of like an advantage for you and more of you have added a 1% chance for them to just mess something up and maybe you'll kill them for it.
Yeah, 100%.
One thing that might be difficult is like it's gonna be like harder for Skittle to pick, use platforms to make it hard to approach or anything, because platforms can go away or get low enough to get nared.
Yeah.
I almost wonder if another advantage in this matchup specifically is that Fountain is relatively short horizontally, though I think that probably comes down to a playstyle thing for both Marth and Falcon, because I think both of them can take advantage of that. Ooh, yeah, this is the ledge there.
Oh, no.
All right, well, one more chance for Skittle in this set.
I don't know. I don't know if Skittle can use the chain grab, or not the chain grab, the kind of up throw chase that they can do in FD. I'm not really sure where he goes.
Yeah, that one's real hard. Because it's basically just a reaction tech chase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though on the other hand, from what we've seen from Skittle, it'd probably be up throw, hard read F smash that kills from center stage at 12. But okay. Quote Skittle, FD, because I think it's gonna be my final destination.
That's so sick. But imagine you win here and you're so...
I know, right?
Like, what's the plan after that? I like
well, hey,
that a lot.
then Skittle never has to
Here's
pick
the
a
thing.
stage again this set.
Doesn't have to say anything about it.
Yeah. Alright, though, so this stage is, like, I try and go here against Falcons a decent amount if I think I can, like, interact with them in the Dash Dance game, because there's no platforms for Falcon to move around to. It is just a straight, like, can I call out your Dash Dances, yes, no, kind of thing. And either Dash Dances or, like, can I anti-air your short hops? And both of them hit the other really hard here. Marth kind of gets juggled, but Falcon, you know, takes 1,000,000% if you get the right openers, stuff like that.
We're seeing Skittle kind of play the Smash 4. I mean, next time that neutral's really a neutral, I just watch Skittle try to short hop fair and then full hop fair twice. Obviously trying to kind of wall out Captain Falcon, but the nature of Captain Falcon is he's so fast and explosive that the instant you're done fairing, he can go in there and hit you with a move.
Yeah, you have to be able to at least mix up if you can do a second fair or like where you're gonna be at the end. And oh my gosh, these knees, just a little too low.
Barely doesn't get the ledge.
That
Okay,
honestly, I thought that there was a decent chance that they would grab it from there, but
yeah, it looked grabbable. I mean, I really hope that this is against what Skittle said about being Final Destination as the final destination.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's just hard, especially at a deficit when you're like trying to trade with Captain Falcon. I don't know, I guess it's hard to like find a game plan of how you actually score these kills and even it up when every hit is just one more like way that you lose.
Yeah, and I will say this is a matchup where it feels to me at least like Marth has the slight edge in like neutral and stuff, and you have to just play the consistency game and like make sure that all your openings really hurt and that you're playing like super safe. And then Falcon is the one who can get a hit and then oh no, you're dead, and suddenly the matchup is in his advantage now.
Yeah,
So
it's
just
just
so
a
close.
frustrating matchup, I'm sure. Goes for the Marth killer. I like
One
that.
big thing is that Maxwell is really good at dash dancing.
Yeah.
Seems more than most players in this league, which means it's, you know, if you're playing just try to space out the edge of your space on it, it's a lot harder to know if you can actually do that.
Yeah, for sure. And FD is definitely like the stage that I would not go to against a Falcon if they're just thrashing me in that like grounded dash dance game. Which is, I do agree, that is kind of Max's like real specialty.
Up tilt.
I think, yeah, that will do it. Maxwell taking
What?
full advantage of the stage and all the room to run around.
Yeah, Maxwell is so scary to watch play against Marths. Especially now that I just saw him go for the Marth killer. If I was a Marth, I'd be shaking in my boots right now. No offense, Jaxes.
No, see, don't worry. I'm standing here being like, okay, they dropped it once. They could do it against me. Nice. Okay, so here's the thing. Next up, we've got DJKK versus Skittle.
Yeah.
And I do not see DJKK online.
Uh-oh. I mean, they tend to hang out invisible anyway.
So
They've done this the last couple of games.
I'm hoping it's just that. So, let me check on where Herp's at as well. Okay, cool. Yeah, DJKK is there. DJKK showed up and immediately did the coin flip command before calling heads or tails.
That's so sick.
Okay, but this will be Skittle's final match for the night, and then it'll be time for the Herp Gauntlet.
That'll be fun to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited to see Herp versus DJKK, because I'm not 100% sure, but I remember when Herp was playing against DJKK, there were a couple of, like, really weird misfire kills.
Right.
I kind of just want to see that happen again. Maybe it's selfish, but I don't know. I'm really excited for that.
Hey, I mean, as someone who is not in the game having to deal with it, misfires are hype.
Yeah. It's like really cool until you realize they've done 9 regular side Bs and none of them have been misfires, and this next one is for sure gonna kill you.
Yep. All right, they are starting on a standard stage here. We got Battlefield coming up. Gonna be probably Marth Luigi, and this is actually another like kind of weird matchup. Specifically, if you're not used to it, it can be really hard for the Marth. Your like entire game plan is just get him above you and hit him up like with a well-spaced anti-air so that you don't get nared. Because on the ground, his movement is actually so good that it's really hard to play Marth's ground game against.
Yeah, especially with how quick his tools out of a dash dance are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he can dash dance, you know, short hop in air, he can dash dance up tilt is pretty fast, jab down smash, cancel. I mean, all this stuff is like things where it's not reactable, and you have to have a game plan that can cover like half of it at least.
Yeah, and with the way his wave dash works, he's one of the few characters who can, like, honestly kind of easily punish down tilt just in neutral. Even if it's, like, you know, spaced decently, he's suddenly there.
It's the question of how do you space against, you know, that much movement.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think good thing for Luigi, like, he's not mobile, but he has great burst speed, but not much maneuverability.
Yeah, his, like, normal movement characteristics are pretty bad. Shoutouts to wave dashing. I'm
so in love with this Luigi pick where he goes blue in the hand warmer and goes white in the main game. That's actually so sick.
I cannot believe that up smash just beat the... There's one, and it ledge canceled.
This is the DJKK level up. We were talking about DJKK being like one of the solid heavy hitters of this league, but edge canceling a misfire is like the deepest mind game you can possibly do.
Yeah, you do it once, and it just strikes fear in the heart of your opponents, and suddenly you can get away with whatever you want.
He did that. He also
DJKK is the type of person to go for the misfire edge cancel, not care about where the normal fire goes.
Yeah.
True.
He did the move where you hit him with the taunt kick and hand warmer, which is actually so sick. Yeah, I don't know. Every single thing DJKK is like meant psychic damage.
Alright, that said, DJKK has also shown like pretty solid like fundamental matchup knowledge here. His like 2-hit punishes are really solid against Marth, and I think that's mostly all Luigi can get, but like he's really good about getting them and turning them into like a good position. Pretty much no matter what it is, and just so good about doing all these like throws off stage and stuff like that. That time there he went for a DI mix up. Skittle, I guess, ready for it because managed to get all the way out.
DJKK kind of did my favorite like rat untrue tech, which is where you jab and then grab.
Mhm.
Because a lot of people see a Mario Brother jab and they want to shield the next one because they know it's gonna hurt. And then if you just grab them, it's so infuriating to deal with.
Mhm.
Because there, as a Mario Brother, any of them, you have jab down smash, which is a really good kill confirm against people that aren't Falco or Fox or Falcon.
Oh, do they just
And-
fall so fast that they can shield it?
Yeah, most of the time, especially at the kill percent where you want the down smash to hit.
Nice. Nice,
they
like,
can either
anti-chase.
crouch cancel it or-
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Well, that looks like good edge dash down smash there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Luigi down smash is like, it's so fast and it's so much bigger horizontally than it feels like it is when you're like spacing around it if you haven't fought it like a lot. Oh my gosh, what a whiff
especially when
punish.
it's coming at you with a wave dash.
Yo, that's just safe on shield when you when he wave dashes, because then he's over there.
Yeah, not only that, but just by default, if he does a neutral just a standing down smash on your shield, he usually slides away far enough to where it's safe.
It's like technically pretty, like, decently minus. Ah, Battlefield
no.
claims another victim.
Yeah, Skittle's done that a couple times on Battlefield. It's just like tough because you know it, like in your brain you think it won't happen again, and then that's when it hits you.
Yeah.
It's also a thing of like, in your, like you like breath, you happen to think, oh, I shouldn't let this happen again. But then time comes like you're actually thinking, oh no, what if Luigi taunt kicks me or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're right. There are some fates that are in fact worse than SDing.
If you are playing in kind of something like this where there's not like stakes per se, but there is a tournament where kind of you have your personal investment in it and you're kind of nervous, spending like 5 minutes before you play where you like sweet spot on a couple different stages, you practice your wave dash down grab, just like the things that you are kind of like riding a bike where you need that fundamentals and then you'll just have it forever. Getting that refreshed is super valuable.
Yeah, because those are the things that, like, you don't normally think to practice, because, like, oh yeah, of course I could do that. But man, does it suck to miss.
Yeah, because, like, I don't know, the one that sticks out in my mind is being able to do a really quick float in air on Peach, because if you miss, you just, like, down smash in place.
Ooh,
or you do
yeah.
a full hop in air, and both of those are pretty bad, especially if you're, like, in tournament and nervous. Just having that consistency not only is good mechanically, but your headspace is so much better.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, looks like we are going to Yoshi's. Skittle decided that they want to get their hands on Luigi and not let him get away.
I really like this pick. This makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah. Eliminates one of the major strengths of Luigi of, running back and forth on flat ground.
Yeah, well, sliding anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, pretending to run back and forth.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Man,
unfortunately. Go ahead.
Go for it. We're seeing DJ KK be like all over Skittle this first stock. We haven't seen Skittle be in neutral for a long time, just like until now. I think on Yoshi's it's kind of a double-edged sword because the Luigi can also keep you in like constant pressure with just double wave dash jump onto the platform or use a nair or something.
Yeah, that's actually about what I was gonna say. Is like this stage, I can see why you'd counterpick it as Marth, but also like I could see Luigi counterpicking it because they're like, well, if I'm closer, I can just whiff punish all the time.
Yeah.
Although he's not going for edge guards, DJ KK is doing a lot of good like Smash 4, Smash Ultimate style ledge trapping. It's just like, I'm just going to wait and see what your ledge option is and punish you for getting back on stage.
Yeah, for sure. Oh. Poor Skittle. But yeah, you gotta watch out for those misfires every time. They're always on the on the table. Just kind of have to treat every side B as though it is probably going to misfire. A couple of percent there.
Yeah, I think we're seeing when Skittle has neutral or advantage state and is able to kind of leverage that into chasing into the either the middle platform or the side platforms. I think it's like probably where Skittle's gameplay is best, besides like just the F smash.
Mm-hmm.
These like kind of nair chases and up air chases, especially against Luigi, are just so killer, and spending more time doing that is obviously really favorable.
Yeah, just interesting trade with.
Oh yeah, that was really weird.
And well, with that, Skittle now on last stock of this game. Ooh, nice up tilt there. That, like, it covers the platform and Luigi's options off of it so well. And yeah, this is basically what you want a Marth versus...
Oh, Shy Guy.
I forgot about that! That's so tragic! But yeah, that last stock up until DJ KK side beat the Shy Guy.
Yeah, honestly, Shy Guy check PayPal. Like, we've seen this twice with the
true.
Skittle.
But yeah, up until then, that was like exactly the sort of stock you wanted to see from Skittle. Where it's just like the juggles, and they were doing really good about getting like tipper forward airs, which are spaced far enough that like, what's Luigi gonna do? Hit neutral air? He's over there. And it still like pops them straight up, so it sets up for more juggles. I really do think that probably up air, up tilt, and forward air seemed like the most important moves against Luigi. And like down tilt, of course. But just keep him up there. Just juggle him. If you can take that jump, nice.
Skittle in chat says, shout out Shy Guys. If I'm Skittle, I'm switching my main to Shy Guy, honestly.
Okay, though, so we'll see where they're going for their next game. Skittle kind of has back to the wall here, but they had some really good stuff there against DJKK. I honestly, probably the biggest single swing has been that Skittle's been going for some, like, kind of panic high recoveries, but they're getting caught by Luigi F tilt, which is just knocking them off too far to recover. If they can avoid that, they're probably in a pretty good spot.
Especially because DJK is catching before the landing, so you don't have to jump anymore.
Yup. Okay, let me get the next game all lined up.
Are you seeing these gifs in the match chat?
Not yet, let me go check. Oh my gosh. Alright, Fountain of Dreams here. This is actually another one where it's like, it's a good stage for Luigi, but also it can be a pretty good stage for Marth against Luigi.
Yeah, I don't really know what the stage selection process is, because I don't know what...
Unfortunate.
It's 0. I don't know what kind of stage you're looking for with Skittle's playstyle versus Luigi.
I will say though, here, like, so you're not gonna get kills vertically as Marth anyways. Not really, especially... Okay, maybe if you're, like, really need a fallback kill, but not for the most part. So having, like, the vertical survivability go so far up and the horizontal be, like, low so you can get F smashes is probably pretty good. That said, though, so far this has been, like, the DJKK show.
Yeah,
The problem with that is, like, DJKK has been mostly killing off too. So you don't really get, you know, big advantage.
Yup. That is
that's like a pseudo chain grab, the down throw. That looked really close to being chain grab.
I think it's DI dependent. Ooh, nice reversal with that up B.
Honestly, if I'm Skittle here, I think I'm just looking for us F smash setups. Really, I'm trying to intercept the wave dash in with a down tilt and then go for just a raw F smash and see where that goes.
Skittle's potentially last stock here.
Back to ooh, nice up tilt chains. If they can keep that up for a bit, they're in a good spot. Well, these down tilts have actually. Go ahead.
Yeah, down tilt works so well against Luigi because if you want to move fast, you have to be grounded, and that means you're super down tiltable.
Marth
There's a
up
lot of
smash
moves like
both
that
being
just cover the
probably
ground.
the correct punish there and being tragically bad in this game.
And it's like
Oh,
the hitbox is basically where the sword actually is, right?
Yeah. Oh,
oh, again?
yeah, okay, couldn't
Okay,
quite
doesn't
convert
go
it
for the
into a
ledge.
kill.
Um,
Well, that might be
wasn't
it.
quite a invincible
Mhm.
ledge dash, but still doing a ledge dash in order to get immediate down smash
Mhm.
out there.
Alright, well that will be the end of Skittle for tonight, but they did get some points on the board, and they still have their team to come in as, like, the ringers for them. Again, Skittle was one of the players who, like, started the league essentially brand new, so even, like, points aside, the level of, like, improvement compared to what we saw in some of their earlier matches is super, super cool to see. Though, let me actually get this over to Herp. So yeah, next up we have the Herp Gauntlet. Gonna be fighting Maxwell, then DJKK, and then
Oh my gosh.
Barnum. Yeah, Skittle, it definitely, like, looked like as the set was going on, you were figuring more out. I guess we didn't even really talk about it. How much have you ever fought Luigi? I'm guessing once before in this league? Like, that character's wild if you're not used to how they work. It, honestly, sort of even if you are. Yeah, okay, yeah, just the once. That checks out. That character's so weird to fight. You gotta do so much stuff different. Alright, though, just waiting for Herp's broadcast to go live, and then we should be good to jump into it. Yeah, you, this was... Have you played, like, Smash casually before or anything like that? And I guess, if so, which ones? Or is this, like, kind of where you jumped into platform fighters? I do be mashing refresh. Waiting for her. Okay, there we go. Maxwell, that last GIF you posted, I love that. That's so good. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that checks out. And also, yeah, Melee is surprisingly wildly different to both Brawl and Ultimate.
Yeah. Since my controller's broken, I've been playing a bunch of Project M.
Ooh.
Man, that's so much fun.
P plus rollback, please.
Yeah, honestly, once that happens, I'm dropping out of college. I'm just playing Project Plus every day.
That's the spirit. I just want to play Gold Dude who can fly across the screen and grab you. Why does Ike have a grounded, jump cancelable, like, half-screen air dash, basically? That's so wild.
Get straight into it.
Yep, we got Falco versus Falcon. Two often confused okay, Herp did live that. I thought that was gonna die.
Yeah, I trust Herp to wall jump there. I think Herp has that timing pretty down. And it's really useful in Yoshi's where it's so easy for Falcon to just jump and down air like 3 times and then, your game's over.
Yeah, for sure.
Using the wall dash, or the wall jump to get out of the way of that down air is super pivotal.
For sure, yeah. I mean, that basically saved a stock right at the very start. Also, I think it is interesting that we're going here to start, because this is definitely a stage both characters really like, but I guess just neither one of them wanted to ban it, so that's probably how we ended up here. It feels like
makes sense.
there's not enough like distance for Falcon to do some of his trickier movement stuff. Ooh, a nice last second ledge snipe there by Herp. But also then he doesn't have to deal with lasers, so.
Yeah, we saw at the very beginning of this game, Herp trying to use a lot of lasers. Oh.
A very aggressive upbeat, but not quite where it needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
I think Herp is kind of slowly realizing, or maybe quickly realizing, that on Yoshi's, using these lasers have to be followed up with a shine or a dare.
Yeah.
Just to keep Falcon from like being able to play his game.
Oh boy, Raptor boost. Okay, yeah, just went for the coverage option rather than trying to react.
Oh, some good tech chases.
Mm-hmm. Yo, sometimes I see a grab land in this game and I'm like, what part of that was grabbed? Alright, to the ledge? Yeah.
Man, Herp's angles are always insane.
Also,
that hit? And that hit both hits?
I know Herp, played, other Smash games before. Like, how experienced is Herp with melee before this league?
They've at least played it, like, an okay amount at, like, their high school club, I think it was. Might have been a college club. And I know that they're particularly experienced with, like, Rivals of Aether. They're definitely in the, like, top level of players here in the league as far as previous Smash and platform fighter experience goes.
Alright.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you could definitely see it in Herp's gameplay. A lot of really clean wave dashes and shines, and just mastery of some of the tech stuff that is hard to learn, like, right off the bat.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Honestly, I think that the biggest thing has actually been that's like been what they've been focusing on mostly is a lot of the tech stuff, because they already have a lot of like platform fighter fundamentals, like where to position, what sort of things to look for, like movement tells, things like that down. So it was more about them learning to apply it to Melee than like learn that and the tech stuff at the same time. But they pretty clearly have both of those down pretty well now. That said, Maxwell taking game 1 with a 2-stock.
Max had like 6 different insane reads that were like I could not imagine him doing a better read than that.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets another one. That was like pretty incredible stuff from Maxwell.
Yeah, so like watching that and not paying as close of attention to the stocks as maybe I should have, I assumed that that was just like last stock dead even, and then I saw the knee land and looked down and I'm like, wait, what? That was like explosive back and forth. That's probably partially just the character matchup.
Yeah. It's also, like, the game's going so fast, it's hard to actually look at the stocks.
Mm-hmm. Alright, FD for our second game of the night. Gonna be, as we can see right off the bat, a ton more lasers. They're gonna make it pretty difficult for Maxwell to play their usual back and forth dash dance game, which, as we were saying earlier, definitely one of their strengths.
Yeah, this is tough because I think it's nice to kind of isolate Falcon to one axis where he can only kind of go side to side.
Mm-hmm.
But it also means that your Falco combos are not going to be nearly as damaging when he can't fall off of a platform.
True.
But either way, a forward smash will do some real work there.
Yeah, how does he find them?
This is what I've been saying. It'll be like you're just winning the stock, and then out of nowhere he beats you, and the game's over, and you just have to unplug your controller.
Yeah, suddenly just, oh, you were at 35%, I respawned and you died.
DJKK in the chat said, Rivals is rollback, when are we having a Rivals League at Jax's?
I don't know, I'll think about it. We got just both of them actually sneaking past the back air, like pixels apart there.
Yeah, I think when Max isn't hitting a crazy knee, like we saw the first stock, I almost saw there, Herp is having a really good, like, kind of stranglehold on this neutral game.
Yeah, for sure. I am curious, I don't know if either of you will know this, but Falcon has, like, full guaranteed knees off of up throw at higher percents, right? Oh, wait, he can what?
Yeah, he's a lot of things. Down throw knee is true on most floaties. Up throw knee is like pseudo true. I think it's a little bit more DI-able than down throw is, or maybe I have it the other way around. But yeah, either way, up his throws are just crazy good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is... I'm not sure when Max went free fall there. But
Yeah, I didn't see.
I'm saying, yeah, like, doesn't Falcon have like really weird gentleman timing?
Yeah, there's like something weird about the way the third hit works. Oh, that's
Tries to go for the mango and just barely misses. Oh,
that's
that was
both somewhat
beautiful.
tragic and was 173% stock. So like, you know, it's fine.
Oh no! And the game's now in Max's favor.
That
A 0%
is
side B.
tragic.
That's like maybe the worst thing that could have possibly happened. I think as a team, Rat Team really needs a lot of wins here and no losses if they want to keep this competitive for when Kalo starts playing.
True, yeah. There. Ooh, okay.
Okay, never mind. Herp has it down.
Mm-hmm.
Herp is I think if we've seen through the league, a good player under pressure. Just from like the difference between, I guess, me personally playing Herp in friendlies and on in the tournament, I've seen very little difference in how they play. Even if they feel nervous, they don't show it in their play at all.
Yeah, that, makes sense. Especially, they've been going to SSF for a while, so like they're used to being under pressure.
Yeah, they definitely have both like platform fighter experience. I don't know how much in tournament there, but then also FGC experience and plenty of that in tournament. So.
Yeah, I've been seeing Max at least pretty consistently going to tournaments. I think I saw him at level 1. I saw him, I think, in training mode Tuesday, one of the days.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, I think obviously has their head in the game, like competitive wise. And that kind of experience is really important to... Oh, there we go. Closes out the game.
Yeah, Herp super ready for a half-screen side B. Like,
yeah, I think...
Well, sure, I'll take it.
He might as well be,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't blame Maxwell too much for doing that, because that's one of those where, like, if it hits, you might be able to get back into the game, and if not, you're at, like, 180%. You know? I was about to say I don't know if they can go back to Battlefield, because they already won there. They haven't played Battlefield in this set. They started on Yoshi's.
Yep, and they're going there.
Mm-hmm. So, this stage... Yeah, lasers are relevant, but not as just, like, neutral demolishing as they were on FD. Both characters like platforms plenty. So I could see this being just a very... I don't know how Maxwell lived. But I could see this just being like a very even stage overall.
Yeah, this is what you kind of come to Battlefield for, is it's just a true neutral stage. You can play how you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not sure if there's main characters who don't want to go to Battlefield.
I think that at most there's players who don't want to deal with Battlefield's ledges. But...
I guess there's characters you don't want to be on, this platform set up against.
Mm-hmm.
But
also, that was really unfortunate. Max, I think accidentally smash DI'd too far, thought they landed on stage, were off stage, and just died before they recognized. Ball speeds in Melee, especially with these two. Yeah, it feels like Max is oh my gosh. He's having enough trouble in neutral that normally they're very, very solid with the dash dance game and stuff like that. But we've seen them going for more Hail Marys. Herp is just doing too good of a job of locking out options and punishing the ones that Max is generally really good at. And it looks like Max is having kind of a rough time getting a good level 2. Hello? Okay, we are unfrozen. I don't know what that was. But like moving into kind of that like level 2 adaptation stuff, or playing the different game that you have to against Falco, which makes sense because it's probably less practiced if Max isn't used to having that first option shut down. At least not quite this hard.
Yeah.
Oh my god, double laser side B is creative. I don't know. I think it's tough because like at a deficit with
I'm
Captain
not
Falcon.
sure how that up.
Yeah, I know, right?
At a deficit with Captain Falcon, it's kind of hard because sometimes you rely on trades to give you some like neutral wins where you don't get them, and at 127% you have to play way more careful. But
Yep.
there's the knee again.
Yo, yeah, if he just finds... Okay. Yeah, Herp closes that one out. But yeah, so Falcon's kind of like Peach in that regard then, right? Where a lot of stuff relies on trades, and like generally he trades well.
Yeah, not so much as Peach, but definitely a similar vibe where moves like down air, obviously your knee, your back air sometimes, are big hitboxes that you get a lot of you get a lot off of when you hit them, and aren't super bad to trade with. At least as I understand them.
That
I'm
makes
sure
sense to
Falcon
me.
can correct me.
Well, unfortunately, I think our Falcon expert is currently unavailable, as they are in fact on Pokemon Stadium, fighting a space bird with no legs. So here the lasers are probably back in play quite a bit more. But I guess like hopefully the side platforms give Max a lot more like places to move around to get around them. I'm assuming that's what they're thinking.
Probably.
Oh my gosh, what a great avoidance on that get-up attack.
Max been having fairly good, pressure to like make sure the lasers don't start being a problem.
That was a wonky set of interactions, but Herp does come out on top there.
Went with the up tilt and then down smashed.
Oh boy. Something sure just happened. Alright, so this is Herp trying to close out this game here, because you don't want to give the other team any extra points if you can avoid it.
Sure.
Yeah. Whereas Max trying to like inch that much closer to locking it in for his team.
Yeah, if Herp goes undefeated here, they're technically in the lead, which is pretty sick. Because of the 1 point that Skittle was able to get on board.
True, yeah.
Yeah.
Or at least they're in position to be.
Yeah.
It feels like there's a lot of situations here where Herp is getting things like cross-up dash attacks are one thing that have popped up quite a bit, where Max, it doesn't look like they have the muscle memory or whatever needed to punish them, so they're kind of rolling away just to get out of the situation. But as Falcon, it feels like you need to take those openings, like any chance you get. I don't know what the punish is, though, or if, like, maybe part of the problem is that he can't really do it. Just, like, a quick back air out of shield at most.
And also notice, Herps is going for a lot of like defensive up tilts, just using a large hitbox behind.
Yeah, I mean, that move's real good for it, for sure.
Especially after like, pressuring Max, to overcommit moves to get past out, zoning options, and then using a defensive option like up tilt, to make it hard to decide what Max wants to do.
Yeah, for sure. The up tilts honestly have also been clanking enough that that's kind of bailed her out several times. Oh no! All right, Max, not what they want, I'm sure. And now at a full 2-stock deficit, plus some percent.
Yeah, I mean, at one point, at some parts, on one hand it sucks. On the other hand, he can just knee 6 times and he still wins the game. Which is 1 of 5. I think we should all start counting.
Oh my gosh, okay, yeah. They hesitated a split second to see if they could react to attack, and that's why Herp had time to get up and do that up tilt there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a game where you
2?
And definitely a game where any hesitation can be fatal.
And Herp closing that out real solidly. Did not want to get kneed any more times than she had to. Okay, so next up we are going to have DJ KK versus Herp. So go from double fast fallers, having one heck of a brawl, to Slidey boy.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. I can see Falco being a little bit better against Luigi than Marth. Because you have so much more ability to convert off of the hits that you do get.
True,
unless
yeah.
you're, like, I guess, juggling them on Marth. Also, I think Laser is kind of similar to the way I think down tilt works, where it's really good to catch these grounded approach options. I don't know, I could see this probably being a little bit favored towards Falco, depending on the stage, maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It does definitely show that Herp has to be really on point with their, like, pillar combos and stuff as well. We'll want to keep an eye out for that, pretty much no matter what the stage is. Just because that Luigi nair, and you really don't want to get hit by that as a spacey.
Sure.
Okay, so we got FD Dreamland and FOD Band. So Battlefield or a Slugfest. We'll see which one we get. Slugfest it is. Alright, Luigi Falco on Yoshi's. This first one will be a button warmer again, of course, but no worries there. Whenever they get connected anyways.
Yeah,
Hey,
so
there it is.
a lot of gifts going up in chats now.
It's always the Green Man players. So last time it was Dre on Link. This time it's the Ouija.
Oh, Maxwell and Herp's also gotten in on the action.
Ah, true, fair enough.
Although it's mainly DJKK.
Scrolling through this list, alright.
My question right now is whether DJKK tries to hit Herp with the taunt or not.
Does that answer your question? Okay, alright, getting into it for real.
Unfortunately, don't win the set because it wasn't actually in the game.
Yeah, didn't you know if you do that in the actual tournament set, just GG. GG, shake my hand. Okay.
Alright.
So, Falco Luigi. Like you were saying, Laser's probably going to be very influential in this matchup, though I'm curious if Luigi doing, like, Wave Dash out of shield actually makes Lasers worse. Doesn't look like it so far. And I do remember, we have seen a couple times that Luigi does have a chain grab on the spaceys. Oh my gosh, still grabbed the ledge.
I think Herp tried to down air at the misfire.
I think so, yeah. One thing we've seen DJKK be consistently very, very good at is edge guarding. Both with, like, the long, lingering back airs and stuff against spaceys. We saw it against Skittle and, like, plenty of other times against other characters in the league. Just their edge, like, coverage is so good. They can take the stuff that's, like, it's reliable, but just resets the situation, but they're so good at it that they can just loop it enough.
Yeah. Eventually you'll get enough percent where it doesn't reset the situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at some point they will just die.
Man, a little early lead here for DJKK.
Yeah, oh! Alright, what a grab, too. Like, whiff punishing the shine with it.
Luigi's up throw is a pretty good throw to follow up on fast fallers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know at some percents it chain grabs, and, like, past that, he just gets to hit you with pick an aerial here.
Yeah.
Oh, crouch cancel with no punish from it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Herp definitely tried, but like I guess expected to get pushed back a little bit further. Yeah, DJ KK in a very good spot here, and Luigi's really good at trading with that neutral air.
Oh no! And the game goes over to DJKK.
Mm-hmm. So this is gonna be tough for Herp. She won the last game, which gives them like a little bit of wiggle room to work with, but that looked like pretty strongly in DJ KK's favor. A ton of it came down to specifically the edge guards, but like not getting put off stage is easier said than done. So
Yeah.
Oh boy. I need to go delete some stuff real quick so that my computer doesn't run out of space for this recording. Give me just a second.
Oh no.
I should be good, but... Oh, we're seeing a character swap.
Who's swapping? Ooh, okay, I've actually seen this before. I've played against this. And it's actually pretty good. As a lot of kind of Marth secondaries kind of tend to be, it's hard, or not hard, it's difficult to find tippers unless you play Marth all the time. But I still think like the fundamentals that Herp has are good enough to leverage Marth like in a correct way.
Yeah.
I like how they kind of both showed up in wedding clothes. I'm a fan of that. Maybe Herp is using some of the Skittles intel from the earlier sets, able to like kind of do what Skittle did well, or like how Skittle was winning some of the stocks they did of trying to keep Luigi above them and getting those forward smashes out of nowhere. A lot of good kind of short hop aerials coming out of Marth. I think as Luigi, you probably are looking to intercept some of those with Nair. Use your back air, which has a little bit of a bigger hitbox. Also use these platforms, maybe. I guess I'm not really super sure what your game plan is as Luigi.
Yeah, I think that for the most part, it's just be really good at whiff punishing.
Sure.
Also, I figured out the issue. I still had like 3 of the previous Kickstart League matches on that hard drive. So we have space now.
Great.
But yeah, I do think that Marth does very well in this matchup. It's just very easy to suddenly like misspace something and be getting juggled by Luigi, and then he does so much more damage than you on a lot of hits. But as long as you can keep Luigi above you, you're probably good. You just have to be really good at doing that consistently.
Sure.
Yeah.
And we're seeing Herp use these platforms to help out with that quite a bit.
Oh! The forward smash meeting the side B.
Oh! Okay, doesn't get punished and manages to get out of the like disadvantaged situation right afterwards.
Yeah. We're seeing Herp is being able to mix in a little bit of dash dancing with some like wave dash back shenanigans to like kind of stay out of Luigi's threat range. When we see DJKK at their best is when they're on the ground wave dashing in and out and being ambiguous, but it's hard when you get caught out with something like that.
For sure. Oh,
when
wow.
You're kind of in the air and don't have movement options.
I like the like slow wave dash past there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just keep it simple, hold the ledge, and still down to full stock, but... Oh no. This is where it gets real spooky for Marth.
Yeah. Got back on stage, but, you know, still having our getting back Well, they're now back to neutral.
Oh, I will say this matchup's weird in that if you whiff forward smash as Marth, then it's really bad. But if they shield it, it's actually kind of fine because it pushes them so far that they can't do anything about it. Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah,
saved
Luigi definitely gets back from there. I respect
not-
the attempt, though.
Like, I'm not sure if DJKK gets back without that help.
I think so, but it was close. DJKK is holding onto the stock really well. Okay, that should be...
Oh my god.
I'm wrong. Okay.
That was
Herp
pretty incredible.
does manage to clean it up, but that
I'm
was getting real
guessing that-
scary.
Guessing that was some God Mash on a down B that just didn't see.
I think it was that. And I didn't realize that DJKK had held on to their jump for that long. That was the thing that finally threw me off.
I wonder, you know, I mean, I think if you win, you obviously probably should stick with Marth. I don't know, that's just interesting to me, because I know, Herp's pockets are pretty deep. I've seen them play Fox as well as these two. I've seen, obviously, their DK.
I was gonna say, do you think the DK comes out?
I don't think against Luigi, but honestly, if I'm playing, if I'm in Herp's shoes, I think Fox versus Luigi is probably better than Falco.
Really? Alright. I would assume
Yeah.
just the
Why not-
lasers
why
alone
not
would
bring
help
out-
so much.
You know, bring out the DK, let him go back to Yoshi's.
I mean, hey, if DK is good at one thing, it is up-airing you while you are above him. So... Alright, nope, stay in Marth. DJKK staying Luigi, of course. I believe they have one other character, but I'm not sure.
Well, it's like,
I don't remember.
there's having character than having a character.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a different level to, like, pull them out in tournament.
Yeah. Yeah, so, you know, if Herp wins, I don't expect Falco to come out again.
Yeah, I will be very, very curious to see what happens if DJKK wins this, though. As far as
Yeah.
Herp's character. But hopefully they're not spending too much time thinking about that right now. They got more important things.
Like getting F smashed.
Yep. Well, getting the F smash. I will say, this has been kind of interesting in that it's been, instead of Luigi naring out of a bunch of, like, almost true combos, Herp has actually been swinging out of a lot of DJKK's stuff, and a lot of that's been landing.
Yeah.
Counter the jab grab by just doing the grab first.
Mm-hmm. I think they actually technically whiff punished the grab there. I think Luigi, like, slid back or something. Oh boy. Yeah, no double jump. But a great sweet spot. Repeat the situation, but...
Counters.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
Catch the misfire with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's not annoying. Counter is technically a move that exists in this game.
Yeah, you can use it
Yeah.
against, like, specific up Bs.
It's actually pretty good against Luigi for setting up invisible ceiling glitch,
Mm-hmm.
which can be like really dumb as Luigi to play against. If they're hitting you from the left side, you can just like spike them with any move.
Wait. Oh, right. I just
it's
forget that it's,
really-
like, side dependent and stuff.
It's really dumb and janky, but like as Marth, Peach, and Roy, it exists for Luigi in a lot of situations.
Right.
Keep going back to it. Happy and getting a forward smash kill off the top.
Yeah, can we also
Isn't
talk
saying
about the
that-
direction that F Smash hit? Anyways, that whole sequence was just another example of DJKK's great edge guarding abilities. It seems like if he can get Herp to the ledge, then things actually go, like, pretty well. It's just getting there and, like, winning the neutral to reach that point. Because we can see here, DJ KK just cannot get to the ground. I guess without some RNG help, but...
Yeah. But didn't get there in time to actually leverage it.
Mm-hmm.
And...
Alright, had feet on the ground for a bit, gets clipped by a really kind of weird down air, honestly. Like, I'm both surprised that that hit the direction it did, and okay, yeah.
Does DJ KK have other characters? I can't remember.
I don't know if he has any real ones. He played, like, Dr. Mario in the, like, connection test we did at the start of the league.
That's such a funny bait. Play one Mario Brother, and then pull up Mario in Grand Finals so when you make it there.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
You know, pull out the secret code to play as Wario.
And actually, that is what these players are fighting for, is winner of this moves on to what is essentially Grand Finals. Just, you know, finals instead, because this is a single one bracket.
The loser of this one still goes to the bronze battle.
True. The bronze battle might be slightly different than expected. Prize support is a bit lower than we thought. So, you know what happens when, well, okay, I'll talk between the match. Anyways, here we do have last stock each, and...
Oh, the forward smash! You could just see it's like Herp in the dojo with Skittle, and they're like training the F smash together.
To be fair, Herp also really likes the F smash on Falco, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's training like F smash only fights.
Yeah, they're just like... If handed down from Marth player to Marth player, it's like just Tiffer F smash it out of nowhere and win the game. Let's see DJ KK switch to Marth. Honestly, why not? If you're like having trouble at a tournament, my advice is just switch to Marth and like see what happens. You know.
You flick the yellow stick in their direction, and you know things happen. Alright, looks like we are going back to Battlefield. I assume Herp is staying. Oh yeah, so third place match with the schedule might actually happen on April 1st. And if anyone knows what happens to Slippy on April 1st, you'll know why we couldn't run finals that day. For anyone who doesn't know, Fizzy disables the legal stages. Third place match might be a little bit wonky.
Can we have like a crew battle on April Fools? I think that'd be so sick.
There is a non-zero chance that that is just what the third place match will be. But yeah, we'll see. One way or another, we'll get something going that day.
Anyway, starting off pretty even. I think DJ KK has had so much time to adapt to Marth at this point that it's like kind of it's starting to be the point where the counter pick like novelty is worn off and you're just playing a character now. Yeah,
for sure. DJ KK trying to like get out of the way of a rising up air or something, but falls straight into the forward smash. Marth has so many great anti-airs.
Yeah. I really hope Herp only gets the kills this game on F Smash. They deserve it after all this, you know? If revenge for Skittle is just getting F Smashes over and over again.
True. I just realized, like, I don't think that they're good, but we have yet to see a single green fireball.
Yeah, they're not, like, great unless you have nothing else to do, you know? That's just time where you could be wave dashing in and out. I think DJ KK is at their best when they wave dash in and immediately either wave dash in place or wave dash back and beta move out. Every time they do it, it looks not only super smart and super cool, but also gets them some pretty easy punishes.
Right, good recognition on where that air dodge was going to end up. Oh, tricky stuff with the platform.
Back air goes forward.
Why not at this point?
Reverse jab into back throw. Who is this guy?
Can we talk about where that, like, how far that second jab hit from? And yeah, just rising down air there. Doesn't matter which side that
Someone
sent
take
at.
this guy's controller away. That was insane. back towards opponent jabs. Oh, and an SD. Oh my god.
Kind of a forced one, though, because Herp standing there with the counter out, DJ KK was like, I cannot afford to miss this sweet spot. And overcorrected for it.
Herp doing a good job of juggling now.
Yeah, like 70% off of that one juggle sequence. A whole lot of damage for sure.
Yeah. Now let's see. The down tilt, let's see if we can catch it for free. And speaking of,
Yeah, that's normally something that we see DJ KK do to other people. We actually haven't seen it happen to him too often.
Sure. Oh, the misfire! Doesn't get to the edge cancel, but still gets to up B in time.
Yeah, that's actually okay, sure.
Yes, the DJKK has to pull this away. Another misfire. One more for the people at home.
I like how DJ KK recognized what Herp has been catching a lot, and so DJ KK just decided not to fast fall that time with the like kind of aggressive falling nair, and did successfully dodge the anti-air, using smash mechanics as anti-airs.
Tries to go for the backer, but blocking the side B is actually a little tech. Unless you just get destroyed like that at a high percent. If you just go out there, even if you miss your attack, blocking side B is really good because Luigi's horizontal recovery is pretty bad.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, recognizes the get-up attack there. And DJ KK has some momentum going, but has to get down.
Oh,
Oh,
it's the tumble off the platform with the wave dash. This is so tense. Last talk moment.
yeah.
The forward air isn't gonna do it. Doesn't misfire. A forward smash doesn't kill Luigi. He's definitely back after that.
Oh my
But the misfire kills! It kills!
That's how you win!
It's the Luigi!
It's the Luigi, yeah.
It's the DJKK! Oh my goodness!
I'm guessing when the loss comes down to pure luck, I don't expect the character to win.
That's
And with that,
60%
it
down.
goes to game 5.
Back on the wall. It's like you're almost out of the game, and you just hit them with a random misfire. That's so sick.
So also, that means that both of those last two stocks went to misfire, because the first one was the anti-edgeguard misfire that just left Herp so low on the left side of battlefield, and then the second stock was just another, wouldn't it be funny if you died, like, right now? kind of thing.
So, before that, last misfire sequence, like, when DJK is off stage, held charge of the side B for longer, recognizing that Herp was going to go for another H-guard.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Managed to get back even getting blocked.
I will say, Herp is probably the kind of player who finds that hilarious even on the receiving end. I don't know for sure. Maybe they're very tilted right now. But from what I know of them, they're probably laughing as well. That said, though, they do have quite a bit riding on them here. It is 6-12. Again, though, like, match order has been kind of thrown out the window here. So, basically, it is more likely that Rat Team will get more points from here on out. But, like, 12 points is quite a bit to come back from. So, we'll see what happens.
Honestly, right now, I'm thinking about switching back to Falco. I think the first game was, like, kind of a fluke, and seeing that, like, the margin of error that you're getting versus Luigi is, like, slowly closing, I think you have to pick Comfort.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I think DJ KK had to go grab something real quick. Maybe,
He's grabbing his misfire fuel.
I was gonna say, maybe go get some water after his heart, like, left his chest or something. But... looks like the final game will fittingly be on FD. DJ KK stay in Luigi. We are also technically at the halfway point of this crew battle, if it goes the full distance. And Herp is staying Marth.
Okay.
I guess, yeah, FD against Luigi is actually really good, because, like, how does he get down?
Yeah, I understand that, but also at the same time, I
How do
think
you get down?
platforms act as like not only like kind of a maybe an umbrella is the best term, where like if they land on the platform and they miss a tech, or even if they land and they do tech, you have so much agency over them. But I mean, either way, Herp is kind of leveraging just being able to keep Luigi above, keep Luigi at the side, just never let him touch the ground.
Oh, yeah, Herp had lost their jump there. Knew it, just kind of threw the up B. Because,
Sure.
you know, why not? And yeah, DJKK, so I believe that the correct DI to get out of that is, like, up and out. But that is one of those things, it works on a decent number of characters, including the Marth Ditto, is you can just kind of forward throw, F smash. Yeah, low percents anyways.
KK with some, like, good stalling in order to, like, manage to get back from the stage in what should have been a kill.
Yeah, his recoveries have been... honestly, just offstage play in general for DJKK has been incredible. That said, Herp, yeah, cleaning up that stock, just recognizing DJKK was going to try and wait, didn't want to go through the full shield lock frames. You know, as a Marth player, I saw that Marth grab, and I felt...
Oh.
Interesting.
They still playing? Okay.
Okay, yeah, looks like they're right back into it.
It looks like it definitely seems to affect the players as well.
Yeah, they definitely, like, stopped for a second. Alright, well, hopefully all the tech stuff is out of the way. But Herp getting back onto the stage, that... oh no, DJKK drops the punish. I think just a falling neutral air would have killed there. Or at least come really close.
Yeah.
Oh, that wave dash back was almost killer.
Mm-hmm.
Forward smash coming out from Luigi, a little taste of their own medicine.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, just starting with like getting that down B charge between stock. Right, I guess we haven't talked about that. Luigi down B in this game on Slippy always starts uncharged, but you can only do the rising one that we saw right there if you have used it on the stage once to get charge. That's why DJKK went for it there. I think it might have to complete those. They might not have it here.
I don't know. I like Luigi just being a total mystery whether it's charged or not when he spawns.
I know, right? Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, it comes down to, like, uninitialized memory, so it changes based on stage and port and character and color. It's it's wild. But DJKK now down to his last stock here.
Yeah, so in order to play on GameCube, you have to, like, actually memorize every one of those notes. You can use down B at the start.
Mm-hmm. Herp kind of went for it all there with that F smash. Didn't get, like, hit too hard. But did catch DJKK's jump. And that being the final interaction, Herp will take it 3-2. But DJKK keeping it real close. And again, keeping it close does actually matter a ton in these crew battles.
Between matches, I'm going to be back in a little bit.
Okay. All right, and we will be moving into our final set of the night. It's going to be McHerpyDerps versus Barnum. I'm pretty confident... Actually, I don't know. There's a decent chance that we will be needing to finish this up on another night with Kalo versus Team F1.
Sure.
But we'll have to see how this set goes.
Yeah, how close is it to being, uncomebackable from Rat Team?
So,
I guess I'm not really up on the math.
Unfortunately, I'm not really sure. It is surprisingly difficult to actually tell. Like, the program itself has, like, a elimination warning that pops up where it's like, if you lose this set, your team loses.
Sure.
And it can check when you are done. But because winning a set changes the number of total points that it's possible for the other team to get, it gets real wonky on the math. I wrote the program that detects when it's done and when it will be after this one, and I just let it do the work. I don't see elimination warning on the screen yet, and that's what counts. That said, though,
Call Barnum the janitor because they're about to sweep, says Maxwell. Honestly, so true.
So true. Yeah, there are currently 3, 6, 9, 12 at max 12 points available for either team. And that is if for some reason the match didn't end at a certain point and one team 3-0s all of them. However, oh, wait, okay, Herp is red Falco. I'm gonna go ahead and add that to the overlay, actually. See the names change in the screen, too. But yeah, ending off tonight, though not the match, probably, with a Falco Ditto. I guess that's kind of fitting, with just how much Falco we've seen coming through tonight. I think that means they're both ready. Okay. I respect Herp going for the LRA start tech and whiffing it, as I am well familiar with doing. So we've seen a very different like style of play between both of these two players, and
Sure.
oh my gosh, yeah, Herp just incredibly strong start. Ledge canceling the side B into a sequence like that. Definitely got to put some fear into Barnum right here.
Yeah, it's tough because unless you know the sweet spot, you're just gonna get hit by that down smash.
Mm-hmm. And you can't even trade with it because legs are just fully invincible until like
Yeah,
partway
it's
through
a
the
no
attack.
move.
Yeah, it's
His legs are fully invincible even when he's charging it, so I don't
Right,
know what
right.
you're supposed to do.
And yeah, it looks like right now Herp is just playing at such a pace that Barnum can't really find their footing. Though
Yeah.
a couple of really good hits that
Oh no.
Yep. A couple of really good hits there from Barnum though. Signs of
let's
life.
See that tech. I think this is the part about like playing versus Falco where it feels so discouraging unless you like if it's not even, it feels like they can just crush you.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when you like don't know how to SDI the pillar combo and aren't really comfortable teching the down air every time. Those pillar combos feel like infinites to you.
Yeah, heck, half the time even if you do. This, for clarity, this is a matchup where it's kind of expected that Herp will be the victor. They're the one who came into the league particularly strong, and Barnum is one of, I think I mentioned it earlier this set, one of the people who had effectively zero platform fighter experience at all prior to this. But this is a question of how many points Barnum can, like, steal away from Herp for their team. Just to make sure, Fox has a chain grab versus Spacies. Falco cannot chain grab himself, correct?
Yeah, Falco does not have a chain grab because up B has that little laser thing. You can't just. It's hard to re-grab off that.
Okay.
Doesn't
Right.
Fox also have lasers?
Yeah, but it doesn't actually hit them. It just.
Yeah, it doesn't do the,
Oh,
like,
wait,
the hit
it's
stun thing.
Or is it Fox lasers that don't do hit stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how it works.
Oh my God, Barnum almost got the insane down air, but ledge grab invincibility.
Are you messing with the window
Yeah,
size?
I'm moving it slightly. There we go.
I think, I don't know, FD's probably, like, yeah, this is why FD's a good pick. Cause just like a down air or down smash, it's really hard for Falco to recover, and you have so much room and no platforms to, like, just set this up.
Mm-hmm.
I, also, you know, Barnum comfort, I don't know, I could see this being close. If Barnum's just able to get a couple of kill moves off, and just get Herp off stage where he can do it, or where they can do it down there.
All right, kind of lucky for Barnum there, managing to make it back after accidentally ending up off stage as Falco. That's always impressive. And yeah, this has been a much, much more competitive match than that first one.
Grounded laser. Little, I think, nerve coming out of Herp.
Okay,
Oh,
good
he catches the
coverage.
side B. Yeah, really good scout there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. You can, in fact, anti-air with a foot.
Alright. Barnum having a hard time dealing with these lasers. You know, normally you're the one, who doesn't have to deal with them.
Yeah, it is one of those things that can be weird in Dittos. It's like, wait, I know how to press those buttons. What do you mean I have to be the one to deal with them?
I feel like it's fun because people can't deal with them.
Exactly. Okay, though, Barnum on final stock here on FD. The start was looking pretty solid for him, but Herp, that is kind of one of those weird things about platform fighters as opposed to FGC games, is it doesn't matter what percent you're at, how much damage you've dealt, you can just kill them right now. And that's the part that really matters. Herp letting that F smash rip just like a couple of frames first at most. Half surprised it didn't clank, to be honest. Alright, looks like Barnum is going to try Fountain. And I assume they're both staying.
Yeah.
This is where we realize that Barnum has the best Ness of all time and just like destroys.
Imagine.
I spent all week practicing Thunder Jacket.
Oh no!
Yeah. Barnum having a hard time getting off the low platform.
They did manage to not take very much percent. Like, they kind of ended up in a bad position on repeat, but actually managed to stay pretty safe while doing it. Wow, that grabbed.
Oh, not quite backstage properly.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, these platforms can be really difficult to deal with for sure if you're not like super familiar with moving around variable height stuff. And honestly, that's a skill that is built either by playing on this stage in particular or by like casual play of Smash, because you don't see very many moving platforms in the legal stages.
Yeah, well, there's this and Unfrozen Pokemon Stadium skill.
True, true.
Actually, for water, or is there a grass stage and a water stage?
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, it's the water stage that has the windmill.
Right, I think so. Barnum down to potentially their last stock. And we have official word from Barnum that they died to turn their music up. I think that they're just in the voice chat with their team, which you love to see it.
If it works, it works.
That happens so much in Slibby tournaments where like you're trying to get iTunes to work and like it just won't cooperate.
Uh-huh.
You know you can take the hit and like be off stage and shine so long enough to like get your tunes on. I understand.
See. You just gotta set up the like M overlay thing and then put the hotkey and then remember what the hotkey is.
This is
side B kill coming out from Barnum.
This is why the tech of like bringing in old MP3 player is like sick.
Alright, Barnum at least managed to get that 6 side B there right at the end.
Yeah.
But got caught without a double jump and didn't register that was the case until too late.
Barnum won in the people charts with that side B.
Exactly. I don't know, I saw a Falco win. I don't know about you guys. But okay.
Herpy managing to get within striking distance for Kito's left. Okay. I can't read it
Kalo.
in this. Kalo. Sorry, I just can't read it with
no worries.
streaming.
For reference, because I'm sure you may have noticed that my upload speed is not the greatest if you are watching the stream. I'm currently streaming it to these two at like 480p, 15 frames per second, so shoutouts to them for dealing with it.
Yeah, this is like watching the world's first YouTube video.
15 frames per second, no sound.
Yup. Alright, though, we are going to call it there for tonight. That is the last of our scheduled matches until Kalo's around. So thank you very much for tuning in. Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to the remainder of this Kickstart League, which will theoretically be finishing tonight, though I guess we'll we'll see. There's a chance that we might have one more night of Melee going on, but right now, I believe we're just waiting for the players to stage strike. So if you're here from the VOD, then you'll know what's been happening up until now. If you just got here from the stream, though, then right now we are doing the final up to 3 sets of Rat Team versus F1. We've got Kalo, who was unavailable during the original match day, running the gauntlet against Team F1. Going to be starting with Maxwell, then going to Barnum, and if neither team has won at that point, then hopefully DJKK will have their tech issues figured out by then, because if not, it'll be another night after this one. But for right now, things are looking pretty close. We are coming in on the end, though. One way or another, there's a maximum of 3 sets left to be played, as I said earlier. But this is final, so if one team pulls so far ahead that the other one cannot catch up, match is just over. So if, say, F1 wins this 3-0, and then... Okay, let me unmute Dolphin. Yeah, so say F1 wins this 3-0, becomes 15-10. Kalo, I believe, would not be able to drop a game after that. It might be, like, 2. I don't know the exact math off the top of my head. But, on the other hand, if Kalo pulls ahead in these first 2, then it's going to be DJKK on the back foot once it gets over there. Also, sorry, hopefully the upload is working. I am seeing some really low kbps coming through. Alright, going straight into it. We got Kalo on the Sheik up against Enjoyment Haver Maxwell on the Captain Falcon. Maxwell definitely been a strong threat, one of the strongest players going into the league from what I remember. And they've definitely put a dent in some matches. So Kalo gonna have quite the wall ahead of him here. But that said, I know that matchup-wise, Sheik kind of like destroys Falcon in a lot of like edge guarding situations especially, but also just in neutral, like really quick fast tilts. That forward tilt anti-airs super well, and if I remember right, is invincible, so should just cleanly beat a lot of approaching aerials. Okay, yeah, sorry, I think my upload here at my house is just kind of exploding. Let me message my roommates to make sure they're not uploading anything. Okay, though. Yeah, what I'm looking for from Kalo here is going to be a lot of, like, crouch cancels at lower percents. I don't think it'd work too well right now. Nice, gets the first stock. But, and a lot of, like, F-tilt anti-airs. Falcon's the kind of character who has great mobility on the ground, but he basically approaches either... Sorry, I've been watching P+ all day at the, like, summit thing, and watching that roll still have ledge covered blew my mind for a second. But... Ah, yeah, that'll do it. Okay, one of my roommates is currently streaming through Discord, so hopefully we'll get that figured out here in a second. Anyways. Falcon approaches either through the ground, you know, he chills back, he dash dances. No one calls it camping, but, like, he's down to just chill over there and wait for you to do something, fly in and explode you. Or he approaches with some sort of short hop nair, forward air. Whatever it might be. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Kalo just not quite ready for how long that's active, and because they weren't ready to get hit, I'm sure they weren't ready to tech, let alone at that angle. Speaking of unfortunate angles, Sheik's forward air is a pretty good move. Right. Oh, right, Sheik, honestly, I kind of forgot about that, but if Falcon is just committing to, like, doing the really patient dash dance stuff, she can also just throw those needles and be like, nope, you have to do something. Of course, short hopping aggressively over them does lead to a big punish for Falcon, but, you know, don't get anti-aired. She can put those needles away real fast. Yeah, this has been a really competitive set so far. Always great to see, especially here near the end of the Kickstart League. Oh, yeah, Max just slightly off on that back air. Looked like they didn't quite trust it enough to commit to the full drift back. And yeah, that's why it's so scary to let a Sheik back on stage. Okay, any character in Melee, really, but, you know. Knees on shield. I guess we haven't really seen any, just suddenly there's a knees this set yet, which is kind of what Maxwell, in my mind, is known for. He's really good about just being like, alright, I need to kill someone. And just summoning a knee from the Aether. And I guess now would be the time for that, but Kalo's been doing a really good job of not being in, like, a predictable position where that can happen. Alright, there's one. And this is Falcon, so, you know, like, one, maybe two big openings? Okay, gets out of the tech chase. Oh, does the tournament winner. Melee ledge jump is honestly kind of a joke, it's so bad. But with that, Kalo will take that first game. Bringing the score just that little bit closer even, only 1 point apart now. If Kalo wins this, right, let me... Gotta remember to actually do TO things as well as commentate right now. Yeah, so since this is finals, there are no bans in best of 5. Because all of finals is best of 5. The thing that you can't do is you can't go back to a stage that you have won on earlier in the set. Unless your opponent agrees. Gentleman's rule, of course, overrides that. Generally, you'll only see that for going to, like, the first stage, or if your opponent just, like, really doesn't care. But yep, one way or another, looks like we are going Yoshi's. People are gonna die way faster now. Which, Sheik, like, I don't think Sheik minds scrapping up close against Falcon, because she's got such great quick moves, but of course, Falcon, there's, like, just enough room for him to move, which means there is exactly enough space for him to kill you from any whiff from anywhere on the stage. Oh, that said... Oh, and that caught the double jump, too! Maxwell down another full stock and gets the grab crouched under, not even crouch canceled. Yeah, Kalo definitely, I'd say punching above their initial seeding weight here, which you love to see as the Kickstart League goes. The whole point is, of course, getting new players to level up. And, oh! Randall, not the homie for Maxwell, despite him being the one who counterpicked this stage. Maxwell was totally fine there, but just Randall off screen. And yeah, okay, Kalo looking at a potential 4-stock. There have been a couple really unfortunate circumstances or exchanges for Maxwell, and okay, prevents the 4-stock. But I think Maxwell's going to have to just look at this game as potentially a wash, or at least just make sure he doesn't get tilted by it. I think that's the... That's gotta be the most important part about this, because if any of this, like, rattles him, then that'd be worse than even just dropping the game itself. up throw. Up air does not quite connect. Really good option coverage to stay safe, though. Oh, okay. A little bit of unfortunate stuff coming out for Kalo as well. Pretty confident he did not want that chain there. And I think that just kills. Yep. All right. 2-0 Kalo. That was a much faster game, but also, yeah, Maxwell kinda... I don't know, that's one where you're like, did I really lose to my opponent, or was that, like, me and Randall? Hopefully he can just shake it off and jump right back into it, though. Yeah, Kalo confirming. He did not mean to use chain. I think that was pretty well assumed. But yeah, okay, looks like Maxwell is not holding a grudge against Randall, and we are going back to Yoshi's. Yeah, that last game was a little bit scuffed. Both players just chatting about it over in the match chat. Oh, yeah, also, big shoutouts to my roommates for temporarily cutting the Discord stream, which is why you can actually view this one. Got an extra digit or two on the upload counter. Ooh, okay, yeah, misses the knee, just like not quite position correct for it. However, ended up in a good spot for it. Stayed safe, could get the chase afterwards. Hey, Diamond Mew. It do be melee, though. Maxwell is really good about getting, even like those weird on-the-platform tech chases, and positioning in ways where he either gets the hit or is safe and is down to just reset to neutral. Oh no, misses the ledge, but yeah, Kalo maybe not planning on being on that platform there, not entirely sure. Yeah, there was a way that Kalo could have upbeat onto the ledge there, I'm pretty sure, but I sure wouldn't have risked the SD either. Probably smarter not to, especially in a match like this where every game you drop does count. So Kalo, if they can get a 3-0 here, it is significantly better for their team than if they get like a 3-2. Not like a normal bracket there. But Kalo up a stock, and it really looks like Maxwell is just having issues finding kills. They're going pretty back and forth in neutral a lot of the time, but it's not often I see Falcon have Marthritis. But that is what this set has kind of looked like so far. Especially Maxwell with his just uncanny ability to summon forth knees whenever he needs one. Also, Kalo, a big fan of holding down. Crouch cancel, of course, very good, but also crouching under the grab has saved him quite a few times already. And I mean, it's a good thing to do, yeah. I'm pretty sure Falcon has one of his aerials, like, breaks crouch cancel, or at least is safe on it, but I'm not. Anti-air knee, just kind of as a drive-by. Yeah, I'm not sure which one. If there's any Falcon players in chat who could let me know, that'd be sick, but yeah, just holds the ledge, and we got a 2-stock, 5.5 minute game. Oh, just goes for the double pummel. Maybe not, quite sure how long they had or something. I think Falcon's probably one of the characters who can get a guaranteed pummel down throw. I guess both of these are where it'd be relevant, because you can just hold down on the C-stick during a pummel. And, oh, tragic. Yeah, you can buffer down throw specifically with that. Wow, okay. Yoshi's apologizing for what happened to Maxwell in the previous game, and giving him a couple stocks back. With that, though, we go to a 2-1. Kalo still on set point. Teams only 1 point apart. We're going to Dreamland. Yeah, this crew battle is going to come down to the wire. That is definitely what it's looking like here. So this stage is going to give both players a lot more room to run around, which I would almost say probably benefits Falcon more because he uses the larger space a little bit better. But with how the story of the match has been just finding kills for Maxwell, Dreamland might exacerbate that a bit. I'm assuming that's why Kalo picked this, but... Said Maxwell totally down to, yeah, just hop around the platforms, doesn't want to approach in the path of needles. Gentleman, and... Oh, doesn't quite punish. Yeah, expected Wispy to blow Kalo to the ledge, I'm assuming. Maxwell's just been like a couple frames off, speaking of which, Phantom, on so many of these punishes. Alright, we got some potential stats coming through from the chat. McHerpy Derps, one of the members of Rat Team, saying that she's pretty sure Kalo won on Dreamland in the previous set between these two players. Yep, first stock gone. And now it is official. Maxwell has to be the one to approach if Kalo decides to just chill. Cheek's so good at playing defensively. That's a scary proposition if you're Maxwell. Quick back air though will... Okay, I mean, that's still dead. Yeah. That is one advantage Falcon does have here on survivability, is as long as he gets hit up, so, you know, doesn't get forward aired, he actually survives a long time here, because, and obviously he's heavy, so he doesn't go to the blast zone super early, but also the way his down B recovery works just gives him so much horizontal distance that he can survive for quite a while. Sheik, on the other hand, has a set amount of distance she can go to recover, and it is shorter than the distance from the ledge to the blast zone. Tech chase coming out, but yeah, Kalo doing a delayed roll in. Maxwell just not quite ready for it. There's that anti-air forward tilt. Oh, and the slightest drift back? Okay. Okay, yeah, it does get the ledge. Yeah, that was a big commitment to that side B, and Max, okay, does get a double jump, but it's not enough. Halo back in the lead. Again, if they win here, then they even things up between the two teams exactly. And then it will all come down to Kalo versus Barnum first, and then DJ KK afterwards. Though, actually, so if Kalo wins this set right here, it will put them ahead, their team ahead in the, like, tiebreaker, which is how many sets each have won. So if it somehow goes, dead even here, and then they trade sets afterwards, winning here would also secure Kalo, their team, the win. That said, Maxwell not wanting to let that happen, of course. 2 stocks apiece, does get a... Okay, smart choice to save the jump there. What a tech. That should be a... Yeah. Okay, a bit of a smaller punish than I expected, honestly. I don't know if Maxwell expected the knee to send that way either. Oh, but yeah, it seems like Maxwell's just like a little bit hesitant on a lot of stuff here. He's been off by just the tiniest little sliver and let Kalo get away with kind of some big stuff, especially if you're Falcon, where you have to make every opening count because you don't get a ton of them. Forward air. Oh, not even going for the down B recovery. Maybe just a little bit too low. But Maxwell now potentially on his league stock. Again, this is a single elimination bracket, so whichever team loses here is is out of the league mostly. We're going to be doing a third place match, but there's no prize for it, and it might have a slightly different rule set. We'll see. Another, though, Maxwell still out here scrapping. Ooh, second hit nair, sending off stage. I'm sure that is gonna be what Maxwell would prefer. No jump. Oh, gets caught by the vanish, though. Stomp not quite safe on shield at that spacing. And Kalo's use of crouch cancel has been just huge in this set. Maxwell clearly ready for the reverse knee there. Great spacing on it to get the direction he needed. All right, reaction tech chase. The dash attack not working out. Maxwell's gonna need something here. Some sort of miracle. Cannot get, like, grabbed into forward air. There's summoning forth a knee, but Kalo does manage to, like, just slightly adjust his drift after reappearing and survive. Alright, what's Maxwell got off this? Ah, nothing. Yeah, Kalo rolls correctly. Maxwell either a little bit too nervous? I think that is just dead. Yeah, even Zelda's not making it back from there. Alright, Maxwell guaranteeing himself at least 4 more stocks in this league. Going to a game 5. I'm telling you, Maxwell has a superpower. He just summons knees out of nowhere when he needs it. And it is really come in handy for his team. Alright, though. We do have Kalo with the final stage choice, though. I almost want to see them not go back to Dreamland. I'm not totally sure, but it feels like having that little bit of extra space has been helping Falcon out more. And Maxwell's been finding more kills as things go on. But, I don't know, Dreamland, like, also on paper is probably really good. And I'm not sure where else he'd want to go, because FD has that problem, but worse. Same as Stadium. I guess Fountain? I don't know. Either way, though, we are back to Dreamland for this 5th and final game of this set here. Maxwell off to a pretty strong start. Though Kalo actually in the lead overall in percent and has an edge guard situation here. What great drift back from Maxwell. Versal forward air, yep, Kalo just cleans up that first stock. And at a pretty low percent too, which is important. Like, Falcon can delete your stock at this level, though maybe not on Dreamland. But even a couple of extra interactions lets you get extra credit. And that can add up real fast. That said, I think that this is, yep, Maxwell not getting touched on that stock. No extra credit earned from Kalo there. And I have to wonder if Kalo's starting to get a bit nervous. They were in a very strong spot, but as the set has gone on, it's come more and more in Maxwell's favor. He's been working on the reverse 3-0. So, we've seen some F smashes and the like coming out of Kalo, which are probably supposed to be F tilts. So hopefully he can keep it together. He also has several sets to play after this one, no matter who wins this game. It's just a matter of how much breathing room he gets during those. Ooh, the slow get up just barely outlasting that down smash. And I love the Waveland down onto the platform to get that grab. Confirms the stock, and Kalo back in the position to earn some extra credit. Let's see if Maxwell can prevent it again. This is just staying so even. Alright, 2 stocks, 6 minutes. We're playing a Smash 4 rule set here. Even on Dreamland. Double hit of the down smash. Extra damage matters quite a bit in a matchup like this. Unsafe aerial on shield. Maxwell just going for these reaction tech chases. I couldn't quite cover that last one, but improvement from the time before where I think they accidentally got a forward throw. So things are coming together more and more as time goes on. And suddenly, Kalo is now on their final stock of the set. They've been in the lead this entire game. It's just been that Maxwell has kept it really, really close after the stock has been taken. Now Maxwell has earned some extra credit, and like a decent chunk of it at that. 28%'s nothing to laugh at. Okay, down smash does catch the jump, and oh boy. Alright, game 5, 1 stock apiece. Fighting for their team's league life. Maxwell looking real scary here. Has the position, has the percent lead. But this is Sheik Falcon. If Sheik gets like an off-stage interaction at all, Falcon can die at this 7%. Definitely not unthinkable. Dash attack catching the dash back. Can Kalo convert this? That is the question. Okay, nope. Reversal of positions here. And Kalo does have the percent lead technically. This is way too close. Nice tech, saving his life, and the knee coming out like a frame after that up air hit. Both of these players just surviving like on the razor's edge here. And just trading back and forth like across the stage, single hits. Oh, the over 100% ledge roll is what gave the extra couple frames to cover that. And Maxwell will be taking it there. What a wild, wild set. Yeah, no, melee ledge roll is kind of bizarre. It's even worse over 100, but... Alright. Well, Kalo, if you need a quick break, go for it, but I am going to go ahead and get you versus Barnum up next. Feel free to take a sec to breathe, though. Okay, though. So, at this point, as you can see over on the overlay, Rat Team is on elimination warning. What that means is if Kalo drops a set, they are, that is like it for the run. It is no longer winnable for Rat Team. So, if Kalo loses this set to Barnum, whatever the game count is, even if it's like 3-2, then that is the end of the match. However, if Kalo wins the set, they have at least one possible loss left against DJKK. Just gonna have to see how it all works out. Alright, let me get this all set up. I believe this is gonna be Sheik Falco. And yeah, Maxwell, that was a super fun match to watch. Especially right there at the end, just trading back and forth across Dreamland. Okay, yeah, so I don't know if anyone else has run into this today, but Slippy seems to be having some, like, matchmaking server issues. It keeps giving a failed to connect to MM server error when you search for people. So right now we are just trying to get through that. The only answer I found was just mashing retry, basically. Well, in the meantime, if anyone has not done that already, you should go over to... Is that the command? It is. Nice. The Matcherino. It is basically a way to add free money to the prize pool for this event. This is winner's semis. It will be going to... currently just first placed based on the amount, but if we get enough first and second place in the finals match, so whichever team wins this is going on to fight for a chance at that. You can just like go over there and click retweet on a couple things, and you didn't hear it from me, but you need to retweet it. It is possible to clean up your timeline later on. Unfortunately for this event we don't have the just like free code whatever. Okay, cool. Looks like they got connected. So this is the button check. And it looks like maybe Barnum is in need of one. So, good thing that they're getting those worked out here. I don't know how much warming up Barnum's done before this set, but... Alright, looks like they feel like they are good to go. We are good to hop into it. Alright, is this where Rat Team falls from the league? Or... Oh, wait. They never struck to the stage. I guess they're doing that now. Anyways, yeah, go do the Matcherino. It's free. It adds prize money. It's sick. right, looks like we have FD struck. Yeah, okay. We had a little bit of rule set confusion over in chat, but they're getting it all figured out. Yeah, no, huge shoutouts to Appreciative Walrus. They're the magenta person, right? Yeah, that is where the bulk of the prize pool has come from so far. So, shoutouts to them, for sure. I think they actually did it during one of your team's earlier matches, so you were probably just playing when it happened. CEO of Magenta Gaming, alright. Well, sick. Shoutouts to them. Right, they had us, they posted a thing about what they were in chat, and I think Chari read it off on stream. I don't remember which set it was, but yeah. Thanks to them for sure. Alright, here we go. We got Rat Team Kalo versus F1 Barnum. Sheik versus Falco, a matchup I'm sure we've all seen plenty of times, but it's always a good one. Once again, just for anyone who just tuned in or anything like that, the stakes here is that if Kalo loses this set at all, 3-2, 3-0, doesn't matter, their team is going home, or at least to the scuffed finals for third place. However, if Kalo can win this, they will have to fight DJKK to see which team actually gets eliminated, and then the number of games they take here is the amount of games they have as breathing room against DJKK, basically. So Barnum is one of the players who came into the league brand new. They have like a lot of FGC experience at this point, pretty decent amount, but from what I remember, they had not played Smash even casually, so they've come a long way over the course of the league. We've seen them level up really hard, get some solid punish game stuff. Oh wow, I can't believe that grabbed ledge. But yeah, even from there, Bird does not fly back to the stage. It's always been weird to me that Fox is the one with the longer recovery than Falco. Like, I feel like their movesets should just be swapped. But, whatever. Bird doesn't get to fly. And Kalo, pulling out the, you missed the tech jab reset loops. And Barnum, that is one of the things that comes with being newer at the start, is you have a lot more ground to make up. And one of the things that I've noticed that the new starter players have had the most trouble with is recognizing tech situations. Because you just have to kind of see it and know ahead of time. It's not like something that you'll go and practice a lot, especially because of how scrambly some of them are. And Kalo doing such a good job of staying out of positions where they can die. We saw it against Maxwell, who was having so much trouble finding kills on them, and Barnum now kind of going through the same thing. Couple good hits, just not quite enough to kill, and Sheik living to 180, 191. Good back air or neutral air or whatever will kill, but Zelda? Oh no, misses the down air. Yeah, doesn't quite drift back enough. I assume that Barnum has seen Zelda in total when Blitz has pulled them out on stream. So probably doesn't know exactly how far that recovery goes to punish. Ah, I think that will do it though. Yep. So okay, game one going to Kalo. Oh, and just a real quick over to Dreamland. Oh. Maybe. Okay, Barnum accidentally tapped random. Never mind. Gonna have them LRA start back out. Okay. So, that was a pretty solid win for Kalo. But also, a lot of that came down to just not being able to find the kill. So I'm curious to see if they are able to start finding those, if anything changes there. And on that note, looks like Barnum is going to Yoshi's. Pretty common stage for both Falcon and Falco, so not very surprising. Oh no, but yeah, Barnum doesn't know that you have to tech these, or just like isn't getting the timing correct. Halo taking full advantage of that gap in his opponent's knowledge. And that's a big one for sure, because that is a massive punish game improvement if you don't know how to get out of it. Yeah, Barnum just safely going to ledge there. Definitely the right call. Didn't want to risk ending up on stage and getting hit by Sheik. Up smash into up air, though. Stock 1 gone with not a whole lot of percent. Alright, Barnum is at least recognizing to start DIing on the throw itself, and oh, doesn't quite make it back though. Yeah, good trade there from Kalo. It was a low percent stock, but they're still like a full stock ahead now. Oh, and Barnum not quite recognizing where they were on the stage. Thought that they would either grab the ledge or just barely land on it. That's rough. Kalo's positioning is just so good that it looks like Barnum is not been able to get any openings pretty much the whole game. Not sure quite what happened there, but one way or another, Kalo is now up 2-0 in this set, looking to move on to fight DJ KK. If they can take one more here. Speaking of which, though, if it does go to that, there is a decent chance we will be finishing this on a third night, because DJ KK was having some tech issues. Alternatively, though, if Barnum can bring this back, then it could just end right here. Let's see what happens, though. Kalo off to an early lead with this Sheik. Oh, nice roll from Barnum, though. Getting the one spot that was not just covered by that down smash. You know, I'm thinking about it, but I think that Sheik is potentially the matchup we've seen... Oh, tragic. But the matchup we've seen Barnum have the most trouble with. Definitely supposed to be either a Shine or a Laser. Barnum probably having the nerves get to them a bit with this being potential elimination point for their team for the tournament. Because we have seen great stuff out of them, but here it looks like they're just like a little bit nervous, and those tiny little like misinputs and things like that. Kalo's taking such great advantage of them that there's really, like, Barnum's not getting too many openings because of it. Still alive, gets back on stage, but nope, dead one more. Maxwell over here in chat saying Team F1 is actually Team SD. Oh my gosh, that actually... Okay, I expected the side B to win there, to be honest. But Barnum making it back. It's one last lease on life here. It's like they're not super sure how to pressure Sheik's wake up. She does have just such fast normals, though. Oh yeah, and Herp with a very good point. Kalo has tons of experience against Falco because they are on the team with Herp, and they just warmed up that matchup. So, makes sense. But, alright. With that, I believe, yeah, things are now dead even. So this all just comes down to Kalo versus DJ KK, which will happen at some point. Unfortunately, again, DJ KK did have some tech issues. I think that, like, something about the screen on their laptop broke. So they're trying to figure that out. So it will probably have to actually end on a day later this week. But still, this match has been super close. You love to see it do that. And thank you for watching. I'm going to send everyone over to the PM Summit that's going on. Go check it out. That game's sick. And we'll see you at least on Wednesday at 7:30 for the other winner semis match, which is my team versus... So, my team, the Air Dashers, versus Team A. And at some point for the rest of this match. Anyways, hope y'all have a great night. And see you around.